You wouldn't really want to put that on anyway.
And we're back.
Back.
I couldn't type it, so we couldn't spell it.
No.
We couldn't put that as a title.
This is Robbie, Counting by 7, episode 13.
This is Justin.
This is Dakota.
Packers, baby, are still in it. Against all odds.
So we're just gonna sit this one out. We're gonna chime in and try and
Yeah.
poke the bear. So Robbie, go ahead, just light it up.
It's your time to shine after we've been just talking you down for the last 17 weeks.
I mean, it's okay to be slept on because
The floor is yours.
it was the.
Hey, can I just note that we all picked the Packers last week to win? I'm just saying.
Let's say
So-
y'all. Just y'all, everyone else.
okay.
Y'all, the internet.
The 10 followers that we have besides us.
Hey, they're listening.
Thank you for those followers, by the way.
We
Everyone's
appreciate
just,
you.
unsub all of a sudden. Text Justin in the morning. Hey, we have 8. Text me back. He'll text me back in 2 days. Oh no.
Yeah.
So vanilla.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, making hoop plans. Just like, hey, hoop Sunday. He's just like, yeah, cool. At 9, yeah, cool.
Say less.
Exactly. He's still texting by letter. Just got to save the dollars. Anyway, it was the best Packers game, I think, of the season because the
think so?
team. It was a complete team game. I'm putting to you. I mean, so David Clowney was not a factor. I think he got a half a sack and 2 hits, so he's not a factor in that game. So offensive line played great. Obviously, there was a little bit of mistakes, but Rodgers throwing dots to Jimmy Graham over the 2, or in between, I guess, the 2 defenders, to Devontae on the 3rd. They called that play on that out route where he got the 40-yard touchdown, on the fly. So, yeah, I feel pretty good. I mean, it was just a good-ass game. We're playing at home, and there's nothing necessarily that doesn't stick out because the game as a whole. I mean,
I feel like he's trying to convince us right now. What do you think? We're just kind of sitting
I'm just
here.
talking about Seattle.
He's a newfound
listen.
Jimmy Graham fan.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Shit on Jimmy
That's the
Graham
thing.
for
Well,
His
again,
opinion
12
changed.
episodes.
Yeah, last week it changed.
best team game. And I mean,
Yeah.
he got knocked when he made that catch too. So I mean, it was impressive. It's just
Still
not
wasn't the
the
I'm
first down.
speechless because to be at this point,
Robbie's speechless.
to be at this point of what we've been
Yeah,
up
he's still
against in the. Listen, we've
It still
had
wasn't the first down, but he made the play.
yes, but
That's the ref's
exactly
fault.
because there have been games that maybe have been to Jimmy Graham or MVS first play, deep pass dropped, and it stalls us, and we started hot and we got out. Yeah, we got out ahead, and Seattle's always in it. But here's the thing: is Russell Wilson was working his ass off to keep him in that game.
Oh yeah.
Literally every play, even on almost defense on his back, you could say.
He was playing like a panic.
Yeah, that's what I felt like when we were watching the game. I said Russ is going to keep him in it because we can have him wrapped up, and then it's 50 yards down the field in a second.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think last week I said, that the interesting thing is, you have 2 of the greater finishers and kind of the magic guys that do things, out off the script. Aaron Rodgers has been doing it for years. And Russell's he's come on late, and that's kind of how Seattle has been good. They've been Legion of Boom, and then Russell makes enough plays to win. Their offense has never been spectacular, in my opinion.
The offensive line hasn't been fantastic the whole time either.
It hasn't been great. I mean, I'm surprised when they had Marshawn the first go around that he rushed as well as he did, just because their offensive line was not great. And maybe they're just not good at pass protection. I didn't really follow him enough, but Marshawn Lynch never did bad. But no matter who else they had in there, never really did all that well.
And they gave it to Marshawn inside the 5, which is obviously a great idea, right?
Right.
But their running game outside the 5 was not good. And I said that last week. We're gonna beat them just on the ground alone.
Yeah.
We've got 2 backs. Jamal Williams wasn't 100%, so he was just blocking on kick return. So I think this week against San Francisco, it's all hands on deck. So
Oh yeah, it has to be. I mean, I think San Francisco's defense is a little bit, probably a lot better than
the whole
Seattle's
team
at this
is
point.
complete.
Yeah,
So I mean, in a sense, coming off last week, you got 2 complete teams playing each other.
but it was I was thinking about this on the way over here. Seattle was a great start game for you, a great warm up game. Not a bad defense by any means.
I mean,
They're no
Clown's
longer-
a factor, but we just eliminated him.
Yeah, no longer.
Joey Bosa, though, is a fucking problem.
Well, I think
Yeah.
they have
To put it technically.
They have 4 first rounders on their defensive line. I think it's somewhere around there. They move them all around, so obviously they have some talent up front. And that's where they're built. Their defense is really strong, but it's their front 7 that's the strongest. their cover guys are good, but they're not great. I mean, they're serviceable guys. They're, Sherman, again, he's good. He's back in his, he's playing as well as he's played in the last 5 years. I can't
back in the decade.
I can't really think of anybody else in their secondary that really scares me. Like Sherman, yes, a little bit, but their front seven is where it's at.
Yeah, so I mean, it's in terms of like our newfound pass rush versus what we're going up against. It's like it's gonna be interesting because here's the thing: Kenny Clark showed the fuck up against Seattle with a bad back, so we can do it up the middle and we can do it on the edge, man. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think the other thing about
which sounds really fucking odd, but
we can do it anyway.
Yeah,
we can do it all the ways.
You
do it all the ways.
You do it, you.
Yeah, we can do it all the ways, Jimmy.
But yeah, no, I mean, I think the other interesting thing is, I think Seattle and Green Bay are very similar. I think they're both serviceable on offense and defense. Obviously, I think Green Bay's offense is better than their defense, but I think Green Bay's defense has definitely narrowed the gap.
Yeah.
Now, San Francisco is the exact opposite. I think their defense is better, but I think their offense is serviceable.
Be a fucking issue because remember the stat from after the Raiders, like
yeah.
The thing is I mean, we haven't played an elite tight end since then. I really don't like to call George Kittle elite because it looks like he listens to Kid Rock only.
Yes, that's a factor on how good you are.
I'm just saying. I mean,
musical selection.
He's a badass. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I mean, he does everything great.
I mean,
I like him better than Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which
he just reminds me of the kid in the trailer park who always wanted to play with monster trucks. Like
he always wore jean shorts,
Jorts, cut off,
yeah,
Jinx. But yeah, I mean, I think Jimmy Garoppolo. I think I saw an article this week, and they said that inside the tackles, inside the middle part of the field, his passer rating is much higher than what it is on the outside.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, I've seen he gets rushed, and Za'Darius has proven time again he can do it consistently enough. Like he gets bothered, but not so bad that because they don't not execute often.
Yeah,
like,
I mean they're like
they're very consistent.
I've read a lot of things about San Francisco, and they said they're basically the Bills. Like they built themselves very similar to the Bills, except the 49ers have a better pass rush. I mean, they have better edge rushers in Bosa. I mean, they've had some higher picks over the last couple of years, so that makes sense. But
right.
They're built kind of that same way. They're not really going to rush more than 4, but they do it differently. They're going to play a lot of cover 2. They're not going to send a lot of pressure. It's going to be like, okay, it's going to be confusion. Where's Nick Bosa coming from? Where are their rushers coming from? So. That'll be interesting to see, just from a different perspective. Like, okay, let's see. And then they have like 4 or 5 running backs that actually all are serviceable. So it's like, who's coming from where? Kittle.
The receiving core is an interesting matchup because Jair proved that he can shut down DK Metcalf. So Debo, like speed-wise, Jair's going to guard him. Kevin King is fast. Savage is going to shadow. So I mean,
right. I mean, it's the tight end position, and that's where most of their explosive.
That's where we fucked up. Like,
so I mean, do you sacrifice your best cover corner? And I imagine they probably will put Jair on.
If they put Jair on
at
Kittle,
some point.
Shit happens. I will fucking lose it. That will be amazing to watch.
But where does that?
Devontae Richard Sherman battle is going to be good too.
Yeah. So I mean, I think there's battles all over the field. I think this is a very interesting matchup. I don't think.
Again. My early season prediction, NFC Championship loss.
Yeah,
and so we're in.
Yeah, I mean you're locked in. I mean anything right now is icing on the cake.
And I'm not saying this as in we're the best, but what I'm saying is if we lose this game, the 49ers are the best fucking team in it right now. Like I still think Tennessee presents that 6th seed like nightmare, kind of like what Green Bay did, and other teams had. Well, only a few teams have ever done it from the 6th seed from the wild card in, but still, 49ers just badass. Like. Yeah. They just play so technically good.
Yeah, they're very fundamentally sound. They don't make a lot of mistakes.
They're not unbeatable because they have lost and they've won games narrowly to other teams.
Yeah, no team in the NFL.
They've won ugly in that sense, but the 49ers. Yeah, because we'll get to the Chiefs too.
I think they are the team to beat right now. I think you guys have a chance. I don't think you guys are out of it. I think when we go to picks,
everyone is picking Kansas. Like all the analysts said, San Francisco by like a mile.
I don't think it's going to be a mile though. I don't. I think there's going to be some wrinkle that Mike Pettin comes up with that I think is gonna make it
that
interesting.
that corner blitz from Jair on that 2-point conversion. That shit was gnarly.
I mean, I think he's too good a coordinator to not come up with something. Okay, we know
They
what our
definitely save stuff for the playoffs, arguably.
we know what our weaknesses are. Like, I think that to me the battle is, can the San Francisco front seven get to Aaron Rodgers? If they can, I think it's probably going to be a San Francisco win. If they can't get to Aaron Rodgers,
here's what's also interesting. I'm just going to point this out. We got that Veldier guy in free agency late.
yeah,
And Brian Gutekunst picked him up, allowed no sacks, playing for Brian Bulaga, who comes back. So think, like, if something does happen to Bulaga again, we are still solid at right tackle.
oh yeah, no,
And if they can do half as good as they did this week, we're going to battle. Like, it's
oh, I think it's going to be a much better game. I think this year's playoffs has been really entertaining.
fucking wild.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, even the Kansas City game, like down 24, 51-24, like that's nuts.
So I was going to say, like, if Green Bay wins, like, we're not necessarily picks, but if Green Bay wins and goes, the team I don't want to play is the Titans, because I'm just like, someone put up a thing where if Derrick Henry were playing in Sean Taylor's era because he runs high, like, that is a fact, but you can't hit that way anymore. So I don't want to play them strictly because the Titans just proved that they can win just fucking running it. Like,
180, what is it? 3 consecutive games with 180.
yeah, and, like, it does not
like,
matter. They
doesn't
don't have
happen.
pass.
Yeah.
So now our D line showed up this last Sunday. Now the thing is like, it's still Derrick Henry. Like, people are gonna get bruised. Like, people are gonna get fucked up tackling that guy.
Oh yeah,
So
sell out.
he's like the juggernaut. He gets any momentum, it doesn't matter. Like, it's over.
Juggernaut.
You have to get to him too.
The juggernaut of the NFL. But
He's like a
Yeah,
more
so-
athletic version of
but-
Jerome Dennis.
the reason I'd play the Chiefs is because people talk about the comeback, but it's like, yeah, look how many fucking points they let in. It doesn't matter if they had them all early. Like, what was it, 51-38?
I don't even know if they
Like,
I don't even know if
it-
Houston scored that many.
It looks good.
I think Houston got one more.
Yeah, I think it was like maybe
31.
yeah, something like that.
Well, still, like, the reason they had to score 51 is because they led in 31. Is my point. So
Yeah, Kansas City outscored them 51-7.
yeah, but
in the
Second quarter.
3 quarters.
Yeah.
we beat Kansas City without Pat Mahomes. They still had Tyreek Hill. I mean, so we can beat
Right.
them. I mean, of course, if Green Bay wins this Sunday, Justin's gonna be on vacation. I'm gonna be losing my shit next week. So
It's all good.
just gonna have a good listen on the drive back home.
You had to be there.
Had to be there. Had to be there.
Give a bunch of shouts to Ashley because she's gonna be listening on the drive back.
Like, put your headphones in.
Yeah. Comedy. So yeah, I feel good. Feel good about the game. It's just gonna be. It's not an impossible win. It's just a very difficult win. Like, the team just has to execute, basically. Just what it boils down to. You just have to be on your game, and if we get any turnovers, because they don't turn over necessarily often.
Well, I think that's the key. If you guys can get, well, I've read some things that if you guys get 2 or more turnovers, it's, Green Bay's. But I don't even know if you'd have to necessarily get 2, because, like, again, I don't know if Jimmy.
Great turnovers, like,
Yeah, I don't know if Jimmy Garoppolo is that guy that can really, take you hands and feet above, like, where you are. I think they're built on defense. They're built the right way. I agree with that. I think, their philosophy is great. It's similar to what the Packers have done. It's similar to what the Bills have done. Like, play solid defense. Right now, I mean, the difference between those 3 teams that I just mentioned, like my team, the Niners, and the Packers, is the Packers have Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is a proven commodity. Like, and you can love him or hate him. He has rings. He's been able to do it. He has a ring. Like, he's been able to sustain success in the NFL for pretty much as long as he's been a starter.
Relentless precision. I mean, he showed that shit on Sunday. Like, he's still. People say that he's like, wow, he's still got it. Like, he's dropping dimes. Like,
I mean, I was thinking about some
people
of the
just
stuff.
hold the fuck on. Like,
Some of the things you were saying last week about, like,
let me get this thought out before I lose this.
Go ahead.
So, one thing too, I thought about, but I don't think I've said it yet, is defensive coordinators, or offensive coordinators rather, only have a year of Green Bay edge rush now to look at. Because before this, with Dom Capers, Jameis Winston says, well, Green Bay's run the same shit for this long. Like, so they can look at Mike Pettine from last year, but it wasn't as dynamic as it is this year. And like I said, I feel like there's definitely shit they haven't run for the playoffs. Almost every team does that.
Mike Pettine's defenses are always very complicated. It takes more than 1 year to know the system.
So
he was RD coordinator for 2.
He's definitely staying again next year. I don't know if we give him a 1 year or 2 year extension, but NFC Championship game, he's definitely staying.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We get another defensive lineman that's a baller with Kenny Clark. Yeah, it's fucking over in the NFC North again. Sorry, Dakota, but just the truth. Kenny Clark's a nightmare.
I mean, I think
we'll see how the offseason goes.
You're right.
We'll see.
And this is kind of what I think about the North. I was thinking about this on the way over. You said last week something about if we don't win a Super Bowl in the next 3 years, not counting this year, because I don't want to say you've counted yourself out this year, because I don't think you guys have.
When we go to picks, I'm definitely picking us because
of course you should.
And even Rodgers said too that the team is different in the locker room, and that shit matters. Like a mental edge in any sport doesn't matter what the fuck it is. Like Conor McGregor was successful, yes. He was an excellent fighter, but he could talk, and people get fucking scared of him because he talked, and he slept the dude who hasn't been beaten in a decade in like 10 seconds. If the team believes enough that they can beat anybody. So
the talent is there across the NFL. You could be the worst team in the league, and you could be the Dolphins, and you could beat the Patriots. And I don't think the Patriots are the same team as the Packers, the same team as the Patriots have been. But the
defense was so good for so long, and look where they are now.
The Patriots did really, really well, and the Dolphins, are a team that was accused of tanking. And last game of the season, the Dolphins handled the Patriots, and the Patriots had something to play for. It's not like you can say the Patriots, like any given Sunday, it is true.
That's the other thing too. People show the fuck up in the playoffs. It's just like any sport. Now again, there's certain players, right? And Rodgers is one of those players. He'll just show the fuck up, and he'll play lights out and throw 600 like it doesn't matter. I don't think he's ever done that, but you get my point.
Yeah, 600 is a lot of yards, but
it is. But he's thrown for 5. A handful of times. So still, But you get my point. Like Devontae just got the postseason Packers record, 160 on 8 catches and 2 touchdowns, 20-yard fucking average.
Yeah, which is awesome.
What an animal!
So that's what I'm saying. Like what I was trying to say is like, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, is that a realistic expectation as a fan? To win a Super Bowl? And I don't remember your exact words, but I was thinking about it, and I was like, with Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers doesn't have to be great for them to win.
Not with this defense now.
To win a Super Bowl.
Zadarius Smith said that Rodgers came to him and said, I'm counting on you guys to get me a second ring. Now, again, we have these guys for 4 years, so that's why I definitely said Green Bay next year, 100%. Like, they may be looking way ahead in the offseason could fuck us with free agents or whatever.
There's a lot of different things. Looking at my own team, like and our GM came out and said, and I believe this wholeheartedly as well. Most teams are not one player away. You say, "Oh, I'm one player away. I'm one." If only we had this, this great edge rusher. If only we had this big time receiver. If only we had. I think, in your own division, a lot of people said, what was it, 2-3 years ago, the Vikings are a quarterback away. Now, is Kirk Cousins? Kirk Cousins was the best quarterback on the market.
He was.
At that time, so they went out and they got it. They paid a lot of guaranteed money. Is Kirk Cousins a bad quarterback? I don't think anybody can say he is terrible. Is he an elite?
We do, but
is he a great quarterback? No. I think he is
better than average.
Yeah, he's better than average.
He's Dak. He's Dak level. Like
he can make all the throws. He can do a lot of those things.
He can't make all the throws.
He has the arm talent to be able to make all the throws.
His receivers catch up a lot.
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs, he's quick.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He puts up. He is a numbers guy. He puts up good numbers. Like whether that's the system, whether that's his receivers, so he can do that. And if you really think you're a quarterback away, that to me that's the argument that no, you're not, because they didn't lose a ton of talent on defense. They had a great defense. I think they lost 1, maybe 2 players on defense. Right. Their defense hasn't been the same since. I don't think even this year. They made the playoffs. They beat not the Colts. The Saints, but no team in the NFL is one player away, and it's year to year. Each year, your team is different. So, but to get back to my original point with Aaron Rodgers, I think and someone elite at the quarterback level, you are always able to win. Like you always have a chance,
and like especially this year, like He doesn't have to be on. It could be Aaron Jones. It could be Devontae.
Yeah.
It could just be the defense.
But he knows, and this is the thing about a great quarterback. He knows, when he needs to show up. Tom Brady, for years, and I keep saying Tom Brady, but when he was in his prime and when he was, winning games, it was, all right, I'm going to hand the ball off whenever I need to, and then, when I need to make a play, in the fourth quarter against Atlanta, in the third quarter, he's going to start balling out. But yeah, we got old Sleepy over here.
You good, man?
No, not like the light was hurting my eye. That's all. I'm fine. Yeah,
Just making
my
sure.
eyes hurt.
The shades at, bro.
I can't tell if these glasses or you look pale.
Well, these aren't like prescription, are they?
No,
Oh,
it's polarized.
It's hurting my head.
Okay,
That's
then.
what it was. I'm fine though.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right,
We
TV
just
time.
gotta make sure.
This
I had
one's
a lapse.
No.
Yeah,
Hey.
I'm good.
Yeah, fuck it. This is real.
Yeah,
fuck you, Dakota.
we're
As Robbie just said.
conversating.
Listen, if someone has a heart attack in here, it's going to get recorded. Think of the hits.
Yeah, thanks.
That's good marketing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm here.
That's at least worth
Episode 13 died on a podcast.
Just give me a chance to come back.
So going back,
I'm good.
yeah,
So the less serious
and
stuff.
again,
Just so you
like,
know, I'm
this-
okay.
And people are split. They're like, people are asked questions like on Twitter doing polls, like if Rodgers wins and retires, you okay with that? And it was like 89% no, like 5% yes. I'm like, listen, if Rodgers won and said, hey, I'm done, I'm like, okay, great. Like the franchise won another title. Like it's not one guy, which the fans that said, no, I'm not okay with that. Like I understand it might be early, but look at health. Look at Luke Kuechly. Too many fucking concussions. He's my age. He's 28 and he has to retire. He's probably going to be, I don't want to say the next Ray Lewis, but that dude killed people when he tackled them.
Yeah, it was solid. That's crazy.
Now, Sam Shields did come back. Can Luke Kuechly come back at that level? Maybe. Sam Shields definitely didn't. So, but anyway, so if he won and just said, yeah, actually after thinking about it, I'm done. I'm like, okay, cool. Like now, at least now we know what to draft for.
Oh
right?
yeah. Well,
But I think again, with what we have and what we're building, if we win this year, then we're winning next year. I know that's very cocky, but it's just like at that point, we know what it took to get there. We know what we need to get back there at that point.
Well,
assuming everyone stays healthy.
I think if you
Because the
win
team
this
has
year,
been
becomes
ridiculously healthy.
exponentially harder to win next year.
I mean, you're right.
I think, and I don't want to say people slept on the Packers this year,
They have.
but the Packers were not favored in the division because, questions on the defense, questions on, is Aaron Rodgers going to stay healthy? Because he hasn't been able to stay healthy for a whole season the last couple of years, the last 2 years. 2 years.
But I mean, he's been playing through injuries, but still.
Yeah. No. That's fine. Like no one I think can ever question Aaron Rodgers' toughness, but they can question his protection. Like
Oh yeah, no, I can,
and they,
yeah, you're right.
and they can question even though
again, the guards were the problem, and I mean now that's been handled.
Yeah, so it would be really dumb for Aaron Rodgers to retire. Even if he won,
sure.
I would respect it. I would say, hey, you do you, man. Like
I wouldn't like
Fuck him. Fuck it.
Dakota would come over here and just start dancing.
Fuck it.
it kind of be all
We'll
all
record
happy.
that day.
Oh yeah, would we? I'd be crying. Nah, I'd be cool. I mean, it's just like
Especially if they win, if you win and go out on top, I can never blame anybody.
No.
Like, I mean, a rookie quarterback, I might be like, hey, dude, you might want to stick around, but
yeah, potential.
you might that might be a dumb decision but someone even on a rookie deal, you probably want to sign at least one more,
Right.
at least one more. But you're
Paper.
your Aaron Rodgers, your Tom Brady's, your Drew Brees. If he would have won this year, I think that would have made a lot of sense for him to go out. And I mean, even
Vikings have their number apparently.
yeah,
The Vikings think they're an elite team because they beat the Saints. Comedy.
That's fair. I guess.
Yeah.
No comment. Plead the fifth.
Yeah, I mean, some teams just suck. Like, against certain teams.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I think Green Bay's getting in tomorrow. I think so. But I think it's going to be way different. I think the team learned last time to not party. I feel like at that point too, Zadarius Smith is now obviously proven to be the leader of the locker room. Like, we're not going to fucking do this. This is a chance to be legends, and air quotes with that. Like, I mean, you'll be remembered in history. Like, you were on this defense forever, basically.
Oh yeah.
Like, so.
Yeah, I think it'll be an interesting matchup. I think again,
Because to win with this defense would be phenomenal.
yeah, I still think I would go back to there's a lot of talent. If you win this year, I think it would be a lot tougher to win next year.
I mean, yeah,
if
but
you
I don't think
lose
it's
this
possible.
year,
The year after we won the Super Bowl last time, we went 15-1 with no defense.
yeah, how'd that go?
I mean, yeah, we lost in the first fucking round because we have a defense, dude. Like, what do you want me to tell you?
No,
I'm just saying, like we've answered that question before, so I believe we could do it again, especially if most of the team gets taken care of in free agency or whatever.
Yeah. So how many do you guys know? Like, I mean, and this is probably early. We can talk about this later in the off season and whatnot. But like key free agents for you guys, like since you brought it up, like next year.
Again, I think if we, even with what the fuck's going on with Odell, which I think is bullshit, like just that whole situation, the cops like are being a little ridiculous. It's a national championship game. I understand.
But you don't know
what,
like.
Right.
So we see an Instagram.
You're right.
Like
you are
so
right.
What else happened? Because
You're right.
Dude, you don't just like smack some dude in the ass. Well, first of all,
it's Odell.
Yeah, I mean, he does whatever he
The
wants.
hot
Wait,
tub
what is
video.
this?
The hot tub video.
What's
this
this?
is new.
This is like today. I actually saw it on ESPN.
By the way,
I
he
watched the
tweeted
video.
out words are not a crime. Like right before we started recording,
What'd you say?
he tweeted out words are not a crime.
I mean, he definitely smacked that dude's ass, though.
No, I'm talking about AB tweeted that out.
Oh, AB did.
Yeah. So
Oh.
now back to
What the fuck?
Anyways, with the switch. But anyway, like yeah, you're right. We don't know what else happened. And Odell, like yeah, like that hot tub video, like come on, bro, like that.
But the other thing's it's gonna fuck LSU. Like,
yeah.
he didn't hand out money. Joe Burrow, yeah, he did. I'm not a student athlete anymore. I can tell you the truth. Like,
Yeah.
wow, thanks LSU for for picking me up after I would have been a backup at Ohio State for my whole career. Now I'm going to be the number 1 pick. Like, good job.
Going to Cincinnati.
Yeah, go to
Never win
Cincy.
it again.
Sorry about your luck.
Another one bites the dust.
But I mean, I'd be interested to see what he does in Cincinnati. I mean, Cincinnati's always been kind of.
But anyway,
You never know.
The way,
so, but
with
you were
what
asking
they-
about key free agents. So again, if we were to magically get Odell, that would be ridiculous. But I don't think that's going to happen.
would you want him? We've talked about
The
culture.
reason, the reason I would want him is because it's someone who's proven. He's a proven badass. Like we can draft number 2 receiver, but that dude's not guaranteed to be anything. Like again, like DK Metcalf just showed up for 1 playoff game, so all of a sudden it's like, oh man, the Seattle hit on this pick, blah blah blah. Green Bay doesn't know what's coming. It's like, dude, Jair is as tall as fucking me, and he shut down that clown. Like what? Yeah, that pick was worth it. All right, like. I mean, Jair's also a dog. He's Charles Woodson 2.0. I'm just saying.
When you say shut, what was his stat line? I don't even know.
Versus Jair alone because they put King on him, I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here, I'm just gonna look it up real quick.
I would have to dig. Now he got yards, but again,
No touchdowns.
it's different. I think DK scored one, but
No. So Lockett was 9 for 136, and a TD. Metcalf was 4 for 59, no TDs.
subpar 100 for DK Metcalf.
I mean, 4 receptions, 14.8 yards per, along of 25, 4 catches, 5 targets. That's not bad.
But again, individual matchups, I couldn't tell you
Yeah, no.
because he has a pass defended on him on the sideline
Yeah.
when he was losing in separation and recovered.
So that's the only ball that he missed that he was targeted on.
So if that was the only coverage, that's still like
No, that's good. No,
still
especially
point,
size.
Still point out Jair is gnarly.
Yeah, he's not.
So
Davis White.
yeah, but he's in the NFC
Oh.
Championship game.
Fair.
So
That is fair.
put that out there. I'm gonna start jabbing now.
That's all good.
I gotta hit my counter punches.
Yeah, let him talk his shit now.
Hot ones.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So it's a receiver, I think, and then depending on Blake's situation, a middle linebacker that has better coverage, or if we run a 2 linebacker set. We ran 1 play at the end of the game with Oren Burks, and that was a 2 linebacker set. Now, granted, it's like
Was that your nickel?
that's what I'm saying. Like it's like we're running nickel without running nickel sometimes because we put in that extra corner. It's been Raven Green, it's been Sullivan, even though
So
I mean, he's a
it's-
safety.
So you run 3 down linemen, 2 backers, and then 4 corners and 2
So
safeties.
I don't have any notes because I was just so into the game, of course, this week because of the playoffs. Because could be the last week. So
Okay.
I will pay more attention this week and answer that question because I couldn't tell you.
Oh, it's all good.
I was because the only person I saw on the D line was like people I'm looking at like Clark, Darius, Preston.
Well, I mean, Petta, he's been that guy that he might have like 1 true down lineman and 5 backers. but two of his backers can run.
He's ran some weird shit this year, so I mean, I'm interested to see like.
And I will say, like,
there'll probably be something new coming. I mean, there has to be.
And he was a Baltimore guy. He did come from Baltimore. He studied under Rex Ryan, and of the Ryans, yeah. I mean, honestly, for defense, for defensive
Yes.
coordinator, yes,
No,
absolutely.
I'm not bullshit. I mean, I respected Rex Ryan for defense, but that's it.
I mean, he was a terrible head coach. He proved that twice.
Mark Sanchez gave him one good year on his rookie year, amazingly.
Yeah,
Somehow.
and
Yeah.
that was also the year I think Brady got hurt. Just to be fair.
Well, hey, think about it like this. Mitch was in the Pro Bowl last year.
You could go back. I don't know.
Pro
But-
Bowl, and I'm starting to think All Pro because again, Zadarius beat T.J. Watt and everything, and they still gave T.J. Watt the All Pro. Okay,
So he beat him in everything. What stats?
it was pressures, hits. I'd have to confirm sacks because I don't know if this stat was counting postseason or not. And then I guess I don't know what's the other one. I got what pressures, hits, sacks. Let's see if I saved it here.
Let's see. I'm trying to get him to say one thing, but
Interceptions.
oh, interceptions.
Is that what you were going to hit me with? I think
No,
we talked
no.
about that. Right?
No.
Oh, I was going to tackles. Yeah.
Oh, tackles.
Yeah.
Oh,
Your fake stat.
I don't even think that was in there.
Tackles for loss probably should be in there though.
Tackles for loss might have been it then.
Well, I mean, what I was
All right, well,
hoping you'd
3
say
weeks,
tackles
16
just because I think
quarterback
that'd be
hits,
funny.
Zadarius
Right.
had 35, TJ had 33, and I don't have the one from Twitter. And I can scroll through my retweets. But either way,
Yeah.
you're right. The interceptions, I guess, if you're looking at it like that. But again, like he
Did-
got two over a 16-week span, but that's pretty low ratio of picks to games. So why would you just not have his hand to ground all
Well,
16 weeks?
All right.
Picks for linebackers are a little bit different, especially linebackers that can pass.
That
rush.
aren't Bobby Wagner.
Well, if it's a cover backer, 2 picks probably not that great.
Yeah, if we could get a Bobby Wagner, that's kind of what I'm looking for. I'd be cool with that.
I'm pretty sure there's 32 teams that would probably take a Bobby Wagner.
You think?
31.
So, but again, too, like
At
Gutekunst,
least-
man, he's a wild man too in postseason. So you know if he's going to trade, and I mean, just depending on what it is. I mean, maybe use this year for Kevin King to prove that he's a commodity, trade him, and get another corner in the draft.
Yeah.
I know that's like a convoluted thing. 'Cause I'd like to keep Kevin King personally because he's huge, but
And he's done a good job. I mean,
yeah, that's the thing. Is just like now he's coming off 2 years injury, and like okay, you can weigh the odds.
he was a second round pick. So this is 3rd year. So next year's his contract year, right? Because
Yes.
for second rounders they go 4-year deals.
So
Yeah. So I mean, even if you sign him this offseason to a little bit longer, to
he will not. He will not. He'll be one of the last people to get a contract extension. 100%.
well, that's smart on his part. It'd be smart for the
It's
Packers.
smart on the front end part.
I mean,
The people that you have to sign this postseason are Kenny Clark, Blake Martinez. So they probably hit Blake with a franchise, and you signed
Didn't
Kenny
you
Clark.
say you'd move on from Blake, or are you back?
Over
on-
these last 3 weeks,
Depending on how he plays.
he's been again. It's like you have to pay him based off performance, right? These last 3 weeks when it's really fucking mattered, especially in a playoff game, divisional at home.
Yeah.
it's been great. Regular season, yeah, it was spotty. So, but
So
like,
do you pay
but
him
so
on
do you
post
wait-
Do you pay him
exactly.
on post
That's what I'm
or
saying. Like you say, okay, you've been spied. That's what I'm saying. The tag is if you're more consistent in regular season with your coverage, and in postseason, you will get a deal.
see? I would go like for me as far as my philosophy, it's harder to find like either you pay one of 2 people and you take a chance on them. So Kevin King to me is worth a chance because
He's proven.
he's worth a
Does he give
chance.
up yards? Yes, but does he create turnovers? Yes.
So to me, that's more valuable than a middle linebacker. That's more valuable than a safety. Like in most
Cases
cases,
have to be on islands sometimes.
the only argument is if you have someone who has potential as an edge rusher, a true edge rusher that is affecting the quarterback.
Still Darius.
So that's the only person I pay before King. If
You
I
already
think
got paid this year,
so, to me, like you go after that corner, you say, hey, like this is your first year, you've been healthy. Let's extend you. Again, if we think
2 year. You do 2 year.
I mean, so you take that, your rookie deal where he's not really making a ton of money. You extend him for, another 2 or 3 years, 2 years player option for a third, 2 years team option for a third, whatever. I think that locks you up because then you have your 2 corners.
Had a
on the
list of
outside.
our free agents and our restricted free agents.
And then, if you have your edge rusher, you're good there. and then you start, okay, let's continue to build, and whatever your defensive philosophy is, whether you're, up front, if you're, back end, you just start going there, but don't overpay at this point for Kevin King.
Just
now, if you're Kevin King, you probably say, hey, I'm betting on myself.
Here's that list that I actually did save. So here's our whole unrestricted free agents, and then ERFA. I forgot what that was.
Your which one?
Exclusive rights free agent. So we get first grabs on basically. All right. So Brian Balaga, unrestricted. I think you have to factor him in now since he's shown up this year. Tremont, love him, but if we win, then he's gone. I mean, he probably just retires. But if we lose, that's one of those.
Does he come back for another year?
Yeah, right. He's 36, but he's been playing great, so, but still. Mason Crosby, I think you keep him 1 year. So Crosby gets maybe a 1 year deal.
Your kicker, right?
Valdir, that backup right tackle, I doubt that he stays, but I mean, you might sign him to maybe like a 1 year deal. Gmo, again, questionable. We'll see what happens. Mercedes Lewis, questionable. We'll see what happens. Jason Spriggs, I doubt that he stays. Wide receiver Ryan Grant, yeah, he's gone. Fackrell, he better fucking be going. If Fackrell gets signed, I swear to God, it'd be a Nick Perry 2.0 and I'm going to go off.
Holy shit.
BJ Goodman, definitely gone. Ibrahim Campbell, he's probably going to stay.
But if Gutekunst signs him, though, if the GM signs him, that's your guy. Like, he can do no wrong. So if he signs some of these guys that you're like, nope.
But these guys I'm saying signed are fucking good.
No, the guy you said, who was it?
Fackrell?
Yeah. What if he signs him?
Then Brian Gutekunst has fucked up royally. It would be the first episode where I trash him. There are Packers fans who are still talking about that 4-week span where he got like 6 sacks. But I'm like, but he hasn't done shit since then. Well, it's because he doesn't start. Yes, because he's trash. That's why he's not a starter. Damn. Why don't you understand that logic?
Robert, you could never be a GM.
No. But he's bad, though. That's
he has too much power.
You definitely draft for depth at that point.
You'd be worse than what's the Bill O'Brien from there?
Yeah. So, yeah, that would be bad. Tyler Urban, I think that he gets like a really small deal because he's proven as a returner that he's been a commodity. Blake Martinez, again, I think he gets franchise tagged. Malcolm Johnson, fullback, gone. Robert Tonyan, it's questionable depending on how much they want to run Jace. I don't think Jimmy stays. I think Jimmy gets released because he's on a 3-year. Just depends on what happens in the postseason, so we'll see.
But you think you're back on Jimmy though,
right?
After last week,
but you still think
Jimmy can help win us a title. But if we win a title, we don't need him, and if we lose, we still don't need him. That's the thing. Is like
has Aaron Rodgers ever really been a tight end guy?
Yes, Jermichael Finley, like that.
Besides Jermichael Finley,
well, we haven't had tight ends until it's a gap. Jermichael Finley and Jermichael Finley. Then we had Jared Cook for a year. We had Martellus Bennett for 5 minutes. So Rodgers got chances at tight ends. So we just now have a tight end who hasn't really played up to his contract. But I did say, I think I sent this to Dakota, up to this point, based off last week, because he was doing it. I mean, he was working. He caught that hot one and got smoked, held onto it, put us in position to get another first down. He's earned whatever he's been paid up to now because we have a spot to where we can win.
Yeah.
So I can't trash him because we're here, and Aaron Rodgers has been the only person who's probably ever vouched for him either. Because I mean, the fan base is shitting on him, and I've done it.
All right.
So, but Rodgers, if
you
Rodgers
pretty much shit on everybody except for like 3 people on the Packers.
Yeah. I don't.
He has his favorites
right now.
You shit out about everybody. I can name maybe 5 guys you haven't.
Because if they're bad, then they're bad.
So you have 5 good players, but you're in that NFC Championship game.
Like Aaron Jones does no wrong.
Just 5 bad players.
I'm just fucking with you.
You can't put me in a box.
I'm sure 2 boxes.
Yeah. So
this week and next week.
So so Tonyan is an exclusive rights free agent. Like I said, we'll see. Kumaro, it's one of those you hit or miss type of things. He might get signed back to the practice squad. Shandon Sullivan, he might get signed. Tyler Lancaster's probably gone. Will Redmond and Alan Lazard. Lazard's probably going to get kept.
Right.
So that's probably what's going to happen with those free agents.
You got a pretty good list there.
And I think
but none of them are like your
right. And you don't have to sign Kenny Clark this year is the thing. You don't have to.
Yeah.
So, but you have to factor that in going into next year.
What's your cap space situation?
I don't know because the contract situation with Martellus Bennett, like I think we still have to. we still have to pay out for that. We didn't think we got fucked in that deal.
Usually,
So I have to look.
yeah, there's weird stuff with that, but
But I know we released a couple players going into the playoffs, which freed up, I think, like 10 million. So Jared can leave in the comment how much cap space we have.
cap space.
Thanks, bud.
But yeah, no. That all factors in. I think it'll be no matter what. It's tough to repeat in today's NFL. I think there's very few organizations that do a really good job at it. With everything I've learned about you guys, having a great coach, having a good GM.
I think Harbaugh's going to win Coach of the Year. Which Harbaugh?
Yeah,
I wouldn't hate
14
that. The bullshit MLS should at least have been in contention.
Yeah, I think there's a couple. I think both of our coaches are in there. If I was picking, non-biasly, I think rookie head coach go to the NFC Championship game. The 2 seed. Yeah,
the 2 seed in the NFC.
I think you don't take really postseason play in there. I think Harbaugh would be another one that I wouldn't be mad if those would be my 3 right now that I think should be the top 3 candidates. I can't really think. Kyle Shanahan, I think he would be right there in 4. Like if we're looking at the top 5, I couldn't tell you the 5th guy. Like I really couldn't. Like Sean Payton's always there. But I don't think he deserved it. Let's see. Trying to think of, anybody like maybe Vrabel, like with the Titans, just because.
I mean, second half of the season, yeah.
Second half. I mean, Tomlin would be right there too.
Tomlin just deserves a statue for putting up with AB's horse shit for 9 years.
If the Steelers would have made the playoffs, I think, and not had that skid at the end of the season, because they controlled their own destiny going into the Bills game.
Yep.
If they won, and that was with 3 or 4 weeks to
go.
They
also created 5 turnovers against San Francisco.
So, I mean, I think those, that's maybe 6 guys that I've named that really, could be in consideration. I don't think anybody else but I think, rookie head coach. I think that means a lot. Harbaugh doing it, and I think the reason that Harbaugh will get it is because no one expected this from Lamar Jackson. Playoff team from a year ago.
And if Harbaugh gets it, he'll be like, I know you guys congratulate me. Lamar really worked on himself. Like, blah, blah, blah.
But I think Flores has a bright future. I think people knew that. I heard he has a brother, by the way, on the Flores.
Dolphins coach?
Yeah. I'm sorry, not Flores. What's your guy's name? LaFleur.
Yeah, the offensive coordinator for San Francisco.
Yeah, so he's probably going to get some job offers, in the future.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Just because
the MLF era has begun, baby.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah. But anyways, yeah, so to me there's maybe 5 guys, but I would put you, Harbaugh, and then McDermott would be my top 3.
Yeah. Dakota, where'd Nagy go?
I hope he comes back.
He gets a new playbook.
Yeah, I hope he lets opens up a little bit more, and they have a new offensive coordinator coming in too. So
we think about the Browns hiring the Vikings OC, like they just might get shittier.
So was this Freddie Kitchen's first season?
Yeah.
Something
so
like that.
Freddie Kitchen started as the quarterback coach last year with the Browns. So when Todd Gurley, when their offensive coordinator got fired, he moved up to offensive coordinator.
Todd Haley.
That
dude fucking sucks. He was trash for the Steelers for a long time. My friends were begging for him to get fired.
Trash? But I mean, Big Ben won, and Big Ben, him and
yeah,
Big
but I'm talking about the second half of that. It's like Dom Capers syndrome. They ran a fuckload of screens, the Steelers.
Yeah. I mean,
said Le'Veon Bell dump off passes.
But Le'Veon Bell back in the day,
sure. But
they
still.
won a lot. I mean, they didn't win enough rings, but
they would get to the postseason and lose to the Patriots,
which was most every AFC team except for the Giants. Well, not except for the Giants, and the Seahawks did it once, or should have done it once.
Yeah, should have done it twice.
Beast mode. Yeah,
least mode.
Yeah. Oh well, we'll never know.
Sad mode.
Was that a check, or did you really call that play? Sorry. Sorry, Pete.
Pete Carroll was mad about that first down. I'm like, that was the thing too. That first down, and like people were like, you realize the yellow line is not on the ground. Like the official line, like it was way closer. They probably should have measured it, but fuck it. Like again, we don't care.
We don't care.
Like when he came out, when the ref walked around, took an extra step, I stood up, and was like, "Great spot, ref! Great fucking spot."
Yeah.
I mean, because I'm not gonna apologize for the team's getting fucked. Like we're trying to win too. Don't like does not bother me. But then people are like, "Who don't you want to win clean?" Like they didn't cheat to get to that line. The ref walked his dumbass out there.
It's not their fault that they didn't have a challenge or
Damn.
didn't.
Was inside 2 minutes, so you couldn't anyway.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe
It
it
got
should've been-
refused, and they said additional footage. Like, what the fuck does that mean? To CSI all of a sudden?
Relax.
Yeah, I mean, if you review it and it doesn't get overturned, I mean, that's the pay for more cameras. Like-
Yeah, there's definitely enough money.
Like, pay for more cameras. Like, that's all I can say. You have every opportunity. Like, things are reviewable. Now, the whole pass interference thing, that's a whole clusterfuck and a half. But you have the cameras. You have the ability to do it. So if you're mad about it, like, talk to your owner. Like really, truly. Like, because that's who's
Leave your
stopping it.
complaint in the inbox.
Pay the whatever it is, like 36 grand or 40 grand per camera and get
Yeah,
as many as
and
you
the
want.
Saints can't complain on offense and defense. You can't go to the owners' meeting and keep complaining.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I thought that was about as clean. Like, I mean, as far as the pass interference, on the Saints, like that was about as clean as it get. There was hand checking both ways. Like, if anything, I thought that was more defense.
If we get in that situation with Kittle, I hope the Packers learn enough to like double cover Kittle.
Yeah, but
It might not matter, but still, do it anyway.
Right.
like there are bad calls in every single game. We've talked about it all postseason. We've talked about it all year. Yeah, like it's sorry. Like that. Unfortunately, that's part of the game. No one is perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect, and neither are the refs.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't even question.
You are on the court.
No.
Yeah,
No.
right.
He is. He's a
You
god.
can be stabbed in the eyeball, and still make it fading away.
Well, you gotta,
I hate you.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway.
if you're gonna go hard, go in the paint.
Yeah, well.
But anyways, like
Justin Goes Ham episode title.
Justin goes. No, I thought this was Robbie's episode. Robbie's time to shine.
Listen, man,
Yeah, pick your own
we've
title.
been slept on all week. So, I mean, we've been slept on all week, all season.
Well, Dakota's sleeping on you right now.
Yes.
Oh, it's just, yeah.
Hey, man. He's getting a new job. He's adjusting schedules.
It's all good.
Yeah, it's being a real man now. Look
I'm
at
not
him.
sleepy.
Look at him.
I'm not
Bright
sleeping.
light. Okay, yeah.
My
sure.
eyes are just tired.
Oh,
I'm just
no.
resting. My eyes.
Hey, literally.
I'm not sleeping.
But, no, I mean,
yeah.
so if we're just going to go to picks, I'm picking Green Bay because obviously I'm not going to put my team out of it. What we have to do to win, we just have to start fast again and just got to minimize drops. We didn't have any turnovers against Seattle, I don't think, at least not ones I can remember. And Aaron Jones just got to feed him. Defense got to rush passer, man. It's very basic, but I mean, 49ers execute. And
Yep.
Kittle is going to be a problem. We have to contain him, for God's sake. We have to contain him.
I think, yeah. Like I said earlier, I think it's gonna be a close game, but I think the Niners are probably gonna take this one. But in the back of my head, I still don't trust Jimmy Garoppolo. The things that the Packers do well,
We win ugly.
I mean, they do
That's
win.
how you
ugly.
want to define it. We're kings and winning ugly. I'm cool with that because we're
Win's
winning.
a win.
Right.
Winning.
But I think some of the things that the Packers are weak, you just talked about it, like weak in the middle. Kettle's a great playmaker. Is he the best tight end in the NFL right now? Probably not, but he's definitely top 5.
I mean, he's gnarly as shit across the board.
Top
with
3, maybe.
Top 3, top
blocking
5, like
and-
definitely top 5, if
Yeah.
not top 3. He could be, him and Kelsey could be the two most dynamic.
Well, who'd be the third? That's the thing. Who's the
Yeah.
third tight end in the league?
Yeah, true. I mean, who is the? It's probably between those two,
Or
right?
Zach Ertz, I guess.
Ertz, but Ertz he's not the vertical threat. He's a great.
Disley, if he didn't get injured.
He's a very good vertical. I think the other tight end for Philly is actually a more vertical threat. What is it, Gollum or
Goddard, Dallas
Yeah,
Goddard.
yeah? I think he's a better tight end at this point.
Or is that Dallas got to play for Dallas?
Yeah, I don't know.
Dallas Clark.
No,
Their
there's
second
oh.
tight end.
yeah, something like that. But
Goddard isn't in Philadelphia though.
the second Philadelphia tight end might be the better tight end of the two. Like Ertz is he's the like possession guy. So yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Yeah, so
it's hard, right?
I mean, it's between those two, I guess. Like,
Pretty much.
I mean, you want to say Gronk, but he's out. Like,
Rip.
Is Jimmy Graham the years ago?
No, I
last
mean, he's
weekend.
not even in the top 10.
Years ago, they were talking about Jimmy Graham, but Jimmy Graham was really good with Drew Brees.
Yeah.
But
lethal.
Good with Drew Brees.
Most people. Michael Thomas would be good without Drew Brees.
Yeah, I mean, he was good with Teddy Bridgewater for however many weeks.
6 weeks.
Yeah,
won them all.
Yep.
They said, "Fuck with me." So, yeah, and I mean, and Green Bay fans travel well, so I mean, I expect a decent turnout in terms of fans. So,
yeah,
but the 49ers fan base has filled in more in recent years, obviously.
they've got
Look
better.
at pictures of the Coliseum from 2017, and look at this year.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be a close game. I think
They don't play the Coliseum; they play Levi Stadium.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, I think it's Levi Stadium now. You're right.
Playing Coliseum or did.
Yeah, I'll pick the Niners on this one.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Dakota. I know you want to pick the Niners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna go with them. I think, like, just because, like what Justin said, isn't completely trust in Garoppolo, and I think Garoppolo doesn't have to be that great with all the talent he has around him.
Serious Smith about to eat, baby.
I mean, I hope you're right because I mean,
Me too.
I feel like I said
I
before.
Super Bowl with. Well, let's do the AFC picks. Who are you picking out of there?
See,
I'm basing my pick off y'all because I really haven't. I honestly, I think I might pick the Titans because of the
I really want to.
seed sleeper.
I really want to pick the Titans. I think it's not that I don't like Patrick Mahomes, but I don't really want to pick him. It's not just
Because after what he did last week, it'll be stupid to see him do it again.
yeah. Like I mean,
It's like he better not.
We'll be talking about how great he is.
well, I mean, they're talking about how great he is, but he has the most athletic group of skilled position players in the league. He has 2 running backs that can do it all. He has 3 receivers, 4 receivers
Gas.
that are. Like, I mean, Tyreek Hill might be the fastest player in the league, like of any position.
Right.
Then you have, Sammy Watkins is the forgotten guy that went off like week 1 with 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns for like 200.
Stupid, yeah.
So, I mean, he's a top 5 pick, that has never really put it together for a full season. But damn, when he does put it together, like look the fuck out for Sammy Watkins. I mean, truly, like
He said, "Huh."
I mean, Sammy's on the way.
he's good for about 3 games a year, or he gets hurt, or he just doesn't show up. But I mean, if Sammy Watkins could ever put together a whole season, look out. I mean, and then the other 2 speedsters, they have Robinson and then the young kid out of Georgia, I want to say. So they have 4 receivers that can win right now. I mean, they can score from anywhere on the field, and they have 6 guys that could do it.
The defense is leaky.
7 if you include Mahomes, because Mahomes is more mobile than people give him credit for. Now, watch out for your kneecap coming out of place, but
Yeah, watch out throwing off that back foot.
so I mean that's the thing that's like it's really hard to pick against him right now. But can they stop? Can they stop anybody on defense?
That's the thing.
Now, the last few weeks of the season, they did a much better job. I don't remember the exact statistics, but they were closer. They were in the top 10 of defense the last, I want to say 7 weeks. Once I think they got Mahomes back from injury. So I don't know if if it's taken time for their defense to gel. I don't know, but I don't care how much you shored up your defense. We said it. Henry's a man.
Right.
Like
Grown ass one.
he's a
He's a
big boy.
unit.
And I don't know.
Back on the refrigerator moving at 20 miles an hour.
So the question then to me becomes, okay,
Fully stocked.
even if you're the Titans and you do everything right and you hold the Chiefs to 8 possessions, like, you figure 4.5 to a quarter.
Right.
They could score it 8 times. Like, I mean, and if you score 8 times in the NFL, you're probably going to win.
It's usually over for the other people, other team.
I mean, it could be, 45 minutes to 15 in possession of, and the Chiefs could win by 10.
Mhm.
Like, because, the Titans aren't going to do anything fast. They're going to
Again, I
run.
wouldn't want to play the Titans, so if Green Bay wins. So I'm picking. I'm still picking the Titans. I think that they're going to win, unfortunately. But if Green Bay just gets to the Super Bowl, like, I mean, at that point, like, yeah, losing it would obviously blow, but still, just be like, people shit on us all year. We still were the best team in the NFC. Just imagine what's going to happen when we actually get people in this offseason. Everyone's fucked. That's why I keep saying Green Bay's in it next year. It's just my point.
Premature.
We've gotten this far with.
Chicago was saying that last year.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
look
you
at
never, you never know.
Chicago's
It can
stat.
happen.
Look at their quarterback.
You never know.
Come on, don't make me do this.
Look, the rookie head coach.
Just you wait.
Me? I don't need to wait on y'all. I know what's coming already. Just an
Mitch.
avalanche of shit.
Mitch
Oh,
coming
yeah.
out.
Yeah. Up and
Deep
down.
fried troops.
The reason that Mitch went to the Pro Bowl is because Rodgers was hurt.
So he admits that Rodgers was hurt last year.
6-9
You admit it.
Lane hurt.
Well,
It's a fact.
That's fair.
Lane hurt and shitty coaching.
he had more time to heal because he wasn't in the playoffs.
Exactly. That's why he's on his shit this year.
It's all good.
And Danica, I guess.
Oh, God.
Just talk about cars. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure that's all.
What do you say to a chick who, like, if you date a chick who drives race cars, like our wives work the same job, they work together, so like, what do you talk about a race car? Like, hey, change engine today, like, exactly. I don't know. I don't know shit about cars.
I think you should keep
Gasket.
talking because this is funny. Put gas in the car.
Yeah, I actually
Changing
put out-
tires lately.
It was pretty funny. Like,
Race car drivers
old
don't actually
boss.
change things. They just try to drive.
I know.
Turn left.
facetious.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
One
How
of
many
our
left
old
turns you make
bosses
today?
actually
Turn left
posted
lately.
a picture of his car, and behind the wheel, like, liquid was just pouring out of it. And so I just commented, because this is out of Red versus Blue. I said, it looks like you're low on headlight fluid. It's pretty funny. Got a big reaction from that Facebook clap. You guys never seen it, so I'm going to expect you to get it.
Total blank stares over here.
It's fine.
Yeah.
But Dakota's been asleep for like this whole hour.
I'm fine.
We didn't say you weren't fine. We said you were asleep.
I'm awake. I'm listening.
He's wide
It's gonna
awake now.
episode this Dakota's nap.
Nap time.
Chiefs.
Jeez.
He
because-
can speak.
Just because I think of all the teams that the Titans could beat right now, it could be any of them. But the one that they can't is the Chiefs because there's too dynamic.
Yeah,
I think, yeah, like if they
I mean, you're
start,
probably right.
yeah,
But I'm
So
just
the-
it's with the momentum.
they just
I mean,
pile it on you.
I
You
think-
know?
Tannehill has done a great job. Tannehill's earned himself some money.
But the Titans did beat the Ravens,
That's true.
who were
But-
the odds-on favorite for a hot ass minute.
Yeah, but the Ravens defense and the Ravens style of play was slow you down. Unfortunately, the Titans were better at it. And they had a defensive scheme that was going to work.
But the fact the Titans are there is pretty crazy, though.
No, I wish the Titans. I want the Titans to win. I just don't think Tannehill is good enough to beat the Chiefs right now. Even with I think subpar is a nice way to say the Chiefs' defense is. I don't think Tannehill.
Yeah,
can
that's
make
what I'm
enough
saying. Like,
plays.
if the Chiefs win and we win, we're winning. But if the Titans win,
Yeah.
little worried.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is the worst matchup for the Titans. Honestly, I
Could
think
also be the worst matchup for the Chiefs because it's an unfamiliar opponent too.
Yeah.
I mean, and again, you're literally tackling like moving gargoyle.
Oh yeah, I mean, if Henry goes off, I mean, but the Titans have to score touchdowns, and I think that's the other thing. Can they do that? Absolutely against the Chiefs. Can they score enough running the ball, with Henry?
And they did beat them once this season already.
So, I don't know. It could happen. I think right now the Chiefs have too many weapons, and I don't trust Tannehill enough.
So your Super Bowl matchup then is Chiefs
Same
Niners.
The Joe
Chiefs,
Montana Bowl.
Niners.
Chiefs.
And I'm saying Chiefs Titans, or I'm saying Packers Titans.
So opposite
Even though I
ends.
think realistically it's going to be Packers Chiefs.
We're realists, but
I mean, look, man, it's not.
if the Bills were here.
San
and
Fran isn't unbeatable. Like
no. I think
it comes down to our team with execution, which we have had a problem. So if we can't execute, we won't win. Just a fact.
Yeah.
Logically, the San Francisco 49ers have executed better most of the season.
Yes.
And I think that's the reason why. Now, with that said, you still have to play the game.
Yep.
And Green Bay has enough playmakers to win the game. It could go any number of ways. I mean, either team could blow the other team out.
Yeah, for sure.
Either
I mean,
it could be a
injuries
close
are a
game.
thing. We don't pray for those, but it's just like they're a factor.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Bad calls are a factor. I mean, well, again, that first turnover in the game, clear recovery. Sullivan handing the ball to the ref. No clear recovery. Sure. It didn't change the game necessarily, but still, like we would have scored right there.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
So things happen. So,
Yeah, I mean, you have to play the game. So I think I'm going more on logic right now. I think
Yeah.
the type.
and I mean, I'm not upset if we lose to him because it's like, yeah, I mean, this is a team that I'm not saying I expect us to lose. I expect us to win, by the way, based off how we played last week.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But like if we win, it's like, well, it's not a shocking loss. It's like, okay, yeah, we got beat by a really badass team.
Yeah, we got beat by one of the one of the best teams in the league all season.
Yep.
Mhm.
Like there was,
It wasn't like the Ravens losing to the Titans.
Yeah.
Praise Jesus. The Titans beating the Patriots in Gillette.
Came out of
Yeah.
nowhere.
well, I mean, once they beat the Ravens, it was like, like, yeah. Anyways, it's all
They're
good.
there. So, cool, man. We've reached our hour mark. So, what are you doing on your vacation?
Going to see some family. Ashley's family, my wife, and our niece and nephew both have birthdays. One, Ada, she turned 3 yesterday, and then our little nephew Andy, he turns 7.
I got the whole backstory.
Shout
love
out
it.
and
I think that-
and
I'm gonna shoot some guns and probably do a digital archery hunt too. So,
How's that work? Shoot down a range and it just tells you what would
so
happen.
it's pretty cool. You go to there's this place up there. You things pop up on the screen and you have to shoot like just random things. So you can do like a bear hunt, like where you get points based on where you hit on this projector screen
So it's like that Deer Hunt arcade game, except on crack.
with a real bow.
Bitchin'.
damn.
So I'll bring my bow and
Well,
put these.
Oh, you had. Oh, see,
Oh,
you're just
yeah.
so subtle with like when we hang out and stuff. Like you don't tell me like all this cool stuff.
Like
Are you
your man
Wolverine
killing
secretly?
tendencies.
Like
No,
Hey,
no. I mean, I have to use
You an
weapons. Like I
assassin?
don't have weapons to kill people or things.
gotcha. Okay,
So
Okay.
listen, we learn something new every day. Gotcha.
Our friends.
Well,
the
I expect some
assassin.
fire ass Snapchats then from your wife.
yeah, probably
doing that.
her. I think she's gonna shoot too. I think we're gonna bring some of our pistols and kind of go that route.
Hell yeah.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, we're going to get some of that in this state before they fucking take them all away. But
That one's-
no, it's just so funny to watch Twitter talk about news.
Oh,
but we don't
gosh.
talk about this on this show.
yeah, yeah, that's a different podcast that we're not a part of. Sorry about your luck.
But Twitter is hilarious.
Yeah, guns are bad.
This is kind of a 7 episode 13 Packers at the FC Championship, boys. I'm stoked.
Yes, sir.
Next week, but we're gonna carry it.
Yeah, carry the torch. Like I hope it's tears of joy instead of tears of sadness. I feel like
Well, Dakota's
Rob-
gonna do the fucking intro if we lose. So
Yeah, I have to.
Dakota's gonna be like, "Fuck you, go Bears."
Yeah.
I hate that.
I'm going to talk the whole
I
out.
hate that. Why is it when? And I understand, I guess, because it's trash talks division, but it's like the Vikings will be the first team to talk if Green Bay loses. Like, listen, if you guys really thought you had a chance to beat us, you didn't.
Right.
You didn't beat the Bears twice. Anyway, episode 13.
You
Counting
heard it
myself.
first.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.